Well, good afternoon. Good afternoon. That's a little better, right? Well, let me start by thanking the board and President Hanzik and the faculty for the opportunity to be with you today and celebrate your incredible achievement. It's really an awesome honor to be here. As you can tell from Gabe's comments, I've been working to solve tough social problems in this community for decades, and I'm very proud of that, of course. I'll tell you about my work in a few minutes, but let me start my comments by telling you about my journey from Xavier to present and how connected my career is to Xavier. Almost 50 years ago, I was the campus mailman here at Xavier. I wore a leather bag, I'd walk from office to office. I got to know a lot of people on campus. I'd find places that I liked better than others, of course, as we all do. And at one of those visits, I got to know a professor, Jack Richardson, and I stopped at his office quite often and we chat. It was really my first professional networking experience. And during those conversations, he said, "Why don't you do graduate school?" And I said, "No, I'm done, I'm good, this is fine." He said, "No, you really ought to do it." He said, "I'll tell you what, if you go to graduate school here, I'll refer you to a job at Talbert House." And that's what happened to me. I got a job through Jack in early 1974, and basically been committed to that organization ever since. So really I grew up at Talbert House, both chronologically and professionally. I started as a part-time shift worker, working weekends, got I had responsibilities, a few promotions, and 8 years later, I was named CEO. At that time, we were a small organization. We had 50 employees and served 600 clients that year, but 600 clients' lives were changed. The stars aligned for me because of the help from a Xavier professor, because my first boss, some members of the board who were especially supportive of me, and what an opportunity and honor it's been to lead Talbert House all these years. We were founded with a social mission by 3 sponsors: the Catholic Archdiocese, the Presbytery, and Hebrew Union College. Quite an eclectic group, huh? Starting out providing addiction, mental health, and work services, employment services for homeless men who are returning to our community from incarceration. It was an honorable start. We did pretty well at it. Fast forward to today, we now have a wide array of services, as you heard. We have over 1,000 employees, served over 30,000 people last year. Quite a difference from those days in the 70s and 80s. I'm proud to say we're now the largest community health and human service organization in the region. But enough about my journey. I really want to spend a few minutes talking about the value of relationships as we work in teams while working in teams really is important. And we also want to take care of everybody's mental health. And those are 2 things I just want to spend a few minutes with you on. You are here today because you place a value on your education and this graduate degree. Let me tell you, it's going to open a lot of opportunities for you that you don't even understand yet. You can't even see that far in the future, the opportunities you will get because of this degree you have. And I have to say I'm a little bit envious of your journey ahead. I'm proud of mine, but I'm a little envious of yours. I think it will show you have a stronger resume. It will just provide you to be a more valuable candidate going forward for sure. You know, only 13% of Americans have a graduate degree. So savor it a bit, right? You're pretty special. You know that individually, but collectively you are too. I know for sure that if I hadn't received my graduate degree, I would have never gotten the job I've been in all these years. It just wouldn't have happened. You know, all the wonderful things you've learned here are the work of many generations, and it is kind of an inheritance of sorts, and you should treat it as such and share it with others, including the next generations. It certainly made a statement to our 4 sons about my value of my wife and my graduate degrees, and I think it will for you too. Let's face it, there are also a lot of personal benefits from this degree, something you'll be proud of the rest of your life. The networking opportunities will provide a lifetime of friendships and wonderful relationships. Speaking of relationships, the impact of working in collaborative teams in our careers just can be incredible, and it can't be understated how important that is. I had 3 leaders who worked with me for a total of 96 years. And during that time, we had a lot of continuity and a lot of support of each other. and we saw a tremendous growth rate at the organization because we worked together so well. And we also could improve the services along the way. Now they've moved on, and my current team of 5 has been with me for 80 years collectively, and that mutual trust in the workplace is just so impactful. This has especially been true during the pandemic years and the great resignation effect. For me, relationships are king. I know others say cash is king, but I really think that's not the case, because I believe managing a team of people and connecting on a personal level is much more important. Because the truth is, very few of us can succeed on our own. I don't know many of us who can. There's a few, but for most of us, we need others to do that. Another critical issue today is our own mental health and that of those around us. Therefore, addressing mental health in the workplace is no longer optional. It is absolutely essential. So what can we do about that? First, lead by example and prioritizing your own mental health by having some balance in your life, work-life balance, and by taking care of yourself. This will help reduce stigma and encourage others to do the same. There's lots of other things you can do too. You can encourage others who are struggling to do something about it. You can have resources in the workplace. You can create a supportive workplace. While stress and anxiety and other struggles have increased for almost everybody during these pandemic years, many of the issues were already present, but more easily managed. All these mental health issues have been difficult for almost everyone I know. I'm absolutely sure many of you know people who have struggled with mental health in recent years. We were talking just last night at dinner how the stigma has lifted a bit, and I hope that continues for all of our sake. But this has forced a lot of unplanned changes in our workplace and lives. Isolation, social distancing, worker shortages, virtual and Zooming everything has really impacted us in significant ways. So we need to take care of each other. It's like the airline attendant who says, put on the mask first before you try to help somebody else with the mask. If you aren't helping yourself, you can't help somebody else. I have been so fortunate to be able to use my networking, skill development, and so much more that I learned at Xavier, and that has translated into an incredible, rewarding career for me. I only hope you can be as fortunate as I have been. My connection to university is not just about the decades or degrees, or being a season ticket holder for my beloved Muskies right here in this building. It's been about the values and learnings that unquestionably have helped shaping the person and leader I have become. And hopefully it's not over yet. In closing, I want to congratulate each of you for your outstanding achievement and encourage you to put this degree to work on being the best leaders you can be. It's been an honor to be with you today. Congratulations and thank you very much.